government.
Can I ask you something about like the libertarian thing right now? Because
Yeah.
It is this whole thing of like, pull yourself out of the bootstraps. It's the classic Reagan 80s sort of thing. Now I know that's not the whole, because libertarians more like no government at all. But
I'm telling you, Reagan era conservatism was way different than what's going on today, and it was way different than libertarianism. But yeah,
I think most people think of libertarianism as like anarchist. You know what I mean? Of like like fuck no government, no rules. No.
And that's why they've never taken that's why they've never won.
Right.
That's why they've never taken hold. That's why it's always been an individual sport. It's not the team sport of this country here. I can't speak for other countries. I don't know how they operate and function and whatnot. But this country here can't embrace it because it's not a mass opinion.
Right.
And no matter how you slice it, and this is a very unpopular opinion in this space, you need a government.
Yeah.
And I don't want to not have a government. I mean, I was a Marine, by God.
Yeah.
I stood in front of the flag and made that oath and put my hand up and said, I'll stand in front of the bullets for all the people of this country.
Right.
And when you take that oath, when you do that, and when you go and be a Marine and do that in the field, it makes you accountable to that system.
Right.
And you see the goods in it. And let's just take something like, for instance, I see people wanting to get rid of the FDA.
Yeah.
The FDA, it's bullshit. It's a bureaucracy.
Yeah.
It does nothing. Bullshit. Bull fucking shit. Back in the day, people died from eating a hamburger. Mm-hmm. Back in the day, people died from eating bacon in the morning for fucking breakfast.
Right.
It happened. We forget about all that shit. So guess what we did as a government, as a country? When people really fucking cared about each other, we voted to go, hey, we need something to protect us from bad meat, from bad businessmen that don't care about us. Because guess what? We see it in crypto. There's bad fucking businessmen that don't give a fuck. They need to be held to account. So that's what the FDA started as. Yeah. And it saved a lot of lives.
I forget there was a famous book called, I think, The Animal. I think it was called The Animal and stuff, that basically showed all it was supposed to be about like the workers getting abused, but people like ended up going towards the stories because basically it was about a meat packing plant. Of it was so unsanitary.
Yes.
That people were getting sick from it, and people were getting sick.
People were getting sick working there, let alone eating the food from there.
Eating the food from there, and then I haven't heard the whole FDA. I'm cool with the FDA and stuff like that.
Well, and it's not just the FDA. There are a lot of agencies like. Now, here's the
Animal
problem.
Farm. Yeah, they're Animal Farm.
Yeah, Animal Farm. Here's the problem. The problem is that human beings are human beings.
Yes.
And human nature is human nature, and greed. And when a bureaucracy is created, you get people come in and they circumvent it.
Right.
And the problem is the moneyed interests come in and say, oh, well, we can use this as a tool. We can start using this as a tool. Now, again, I'm going to talk about this one thing in government that is causing all of our problems.
Okay.
And it's called Citizens United. And Citizens United is the bill that has made money, speech, money, power, corporations, people.
Yeah.
And they have the same power as our votes.
Right.
And in fact, they have more power. Because the money, we know now, the way our system is set up, that if you run for an office and you have more money than this opponent, you're going to win.
Yeah.
It's the guy who has the most money, the biggest coffer. That's why they're always out there looking for money, because that's how they win their elections.
Right.
And they're looking for that money to win that election so that they can provide to the people that gave that money to them the laws that they want, the rules that they want, the tax benefits that they want, not the people. Power doesn't belong to the people anymore. And that's what surprises me about this space, is they don't understand that. This space should understand that more than anybody, because we're trying to give the power back to the people through cryptocurrency, give the money back to the people. It's giving them the power.
This is what scares me. I'm with you 100%. We do need regulation. I'm just scared of the people that want to put the regulation in place are the people that scare me.
Exactly. And that's the problem. We can't trust them because they are governed by Citizens United. Right. When I went to D.C. and we were talking to the lobbyists down there, they wouldn't talk to us.
Right.
They looked at us like we were ghosts.
This is why I want to listen to me. This is why I want to run for government in some position or something, because
we should.
I at some point I'm going to do it, and you're going to do it, and some other, because I want to put laws that are fair. I'm not gonna look. We like.
But see, the problem is, where's the money going to come from to get you there?
Well, hey, we're in the money printing space.
So it could help, and if we do become very wealthy, and if people with the right mindset do become very wealthy, then we can. But it would be even better if we can get rid of Citizens United. Right. If we can, and that's a constitutional amendment, and I don't know if you know what a constitutional.
What about the Patriot Act too? I would get rid of that shit too.
Well, all 50 states have to ratify it, so it's like almost impossible to get a constitutional amendment. It's like that issue has to be so ironclad, solid, and nobody knows about Citizens United. I talk about Citizens United, and people go, "What's that? What's that?" And I'm talking about political people.
No, I've heard people say like, "What's Citizens United?" It's like that's a fruit thing, right? They were talking about fucking Chiquita.
But it's just like asking a congressman what's crypto,
right? Huh?
You know, and I had somebody
trying to pass laws about crypto when they don't even know what the fuck
I had somebody say a senator asked them in a real conference, in a real, if I had a bag this big, how many of those crypto coins could I put in it? That was the question to the crypto expert. You know, and that's the mentality of these folks, and we've got to. Can
you say that one more time? Say that one more time. I want you to say the bag thing one more time.
Sir, you're a crypto expert. How many of those crypto coins will fit in a bag this big?